Hello there, good people. My name is KenB, and welcome back to my channel, Woke, where I discuss my real everyday journey of living with endometriosis, a disease that impacts 1 in 10 women worldwide. And you've probably never heard of it, but on this channel, my goal is to educate and inspire others walking this journey as well to keep going. And so today is World Mental Health Day, and I could not say something on this day. You think that, an issue, a disease that impacts millions of people would get easier to talk about, but there's still a lot of stigma around it. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of my journey and offer some encouragement today. Personally, I presently am dealing with my own set of mental health challenges, including depression, anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, and also eating disorders. And so also several years ago, when I first started having challenges and issues, I was also dealing a lot with suicidal ideations or suicidal thoughts. I woke up every day for about 2 years straight, just mad, angry that I was still alive. And so some of my reflections through my journey, because it is a journey, I haven't figured out everything yet, is that number one, repressing my emotions has been a huge detriment to my physical and mental health. And I say physical health because I've learned that the mind, body, and spirit are all connected. Neither one of them exists outside of the other. And if there is a physical issue present in my body, or physical pain, or even emotional pain, that's all going to impact my mental health. And so I, for a long time, have repressed a lot of my emotions and buried myself in work and success and achievements and looking presentable. And what started to happen was that I started to become a stranger to my own self. I started to not recognize myself. And that is terrifying when you look up one day and you don't recognize who you are. And so through the last couple of years, I have seriously pursued whatever remedy that I can to be whole again. And I would encourage you all to do that as well. There is no shame in admitting to yourself that you need help. Because let's be honest, I know with myself, admitting it to myself was harder than admitting it to anyone else, because I judged myself so heavily. And sometimes I still do. Like, oh, how come you can't get it together? How come you can't do better? And now I realize that judgment is not helpful. It's not productive. And instead of judgment, I now choose grace. I have learned, and I'm still learning, to practice giving grace to myself. Life is hard. If you're human, life is hard. And every day is not going to be sunshine and roses. Things happen. And sometimes we have a limited capacity because we're human. And acknowledging that within myself has been one of the healthiest things that I could do. And it's allowed me to practice more grace. So when I reach my limit physically and I can't get up and go to the grocery store, I'm going to order Instacart instead and be fine with it and know that I'm still reaching my goals. Or when, I go to a social event and I'm super energetic there, but then when I get home, I crash emotionally and mentally and physically for days. I'm not going to judge myself. I choose to approach my mental health with a level of acceptance. And acceptance is a beautiful thing because then you can deal with yourself where you are. Wherever you are in your process, wherever you are in your journey, and let it be okay. And know that you're okay. And even if you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. Let me say that again. It is okay not to be okay. And I'm talking to myself when I say this because I'm one of those people that I've hidden a lot behind a smile. I've hidden a lot of emotional pain behind a smile just so that no one would ask me what's wrong. And now I'm learning that I don't have to smile all the time. I don't have to smile if I don't feel good. And it's okay not to be okay. And even when I'm having physical pain or other types of pain, because emotional pain is very real, let's keep it 100. Let's stay woke on this topic. Emotional pain is very, very real. And so when I approach myself with a level of grace, it allows room for every aspect of my being, not just the good, but the bad and the ugly. And so I want to encourage you guys to do whatever you have to do to find health and healing in the most balanced and productive and healthy way for you. That can look like therapy, like it has for me, seeing a certified professional therapist. I've also relied on a psychiatrist and been on medication. Another thing that seriously impacts my mental health is exercise or a lack thereof. So making sure that I find time to move each day. And today that's been particularly challenging for me because just 2 days ago I had to admit myself to the ER. But today I was like, you know what? Even if I just walk to the mailbox, I know that this is not only going to be beneficial for my body, but most importantly, my mind. Some days that looks like just singing to myself, whatever song pops up in my head, just to encourage myself a little bit. Or it can look like watching a favorite TV show. Or it can look like curling up under a heated blanket and taking a nap in the middle of the day and not judging myself for it. Whatever you have to do. Another example for myself is that I've realized that the food that I eat tremendously impacts my mental health. Tremendously. So cutting out processed sugars, wheat, gluten, dairy, meat, processed meats, processed foods in general, even if they're just, y'all know there's like a such thing as like vegan junk food, right? Like technically fries is vegan. They got vegan Oreos, they got gluten-free Oreos, and I've gotten caught up in that trap more than a few times. I made a ton of mistakes along my mental health journey, and you might too, and that's okay, as long as you don't give up. Keep that hope within your heart that things can and will get better. Because a person without hope is not a person at all. You become You become a shell of yourself. So no matter what, even if it doesn't look like it, don't give up. Please, please don't give up. Call someone, call a friend, call a family member, call a coworker, call 911 if you have to. Check yourself into the hospital if you have to. But you're not alone. You're not the only one fighting this battle. And if there's anything else that I could say to encourage you, is self-acceptance. Accept where you are in the moment, because feelings are meant to be felt. They protect us. And even though it's scary and it's hard, you don't know exactly how these feelings are going to manifest. Allow yourself to feel. Even if you have to put a time on it, like I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to scream into a pillow, cry, and lose my mind because I'm not okay. Or it can be 2 days, it can be 2 months, but give yourself that room to breathe. Give your emotions a chance to bubble up to the surface. You know, we are taught in school and in society and life, we're taught how to gain, how to get, go hustle, meet your goals, make money, gain relationships and friends and all this stuff. We're not taught how to lose. We're not taught how to lose gracefully. And we're not taught how to lose and let go in a way that is aligned with our personal values. And I don't know about you, but for me, I'm kind of glad to be in this space where I'm kind of falling apart, so to speak. It's liberating. It's freedom to not have to keep up the facade that I'm okay. And so once you've gone through that journey, that process, and that could be once every day. Okay, sometimes the mornings are really hard for me. All right, I'm gonna allow myself to feel my feelings this morning. And that could look like meditation. I've loved guided meditation. I have to really strongly suggest that as a positive way of coping with emotions. It's been a real lifesaver for me. So a lot of mornings, first thing in the morning before I get out of bed or do anything else or look at social media, I open my Calm app, excuse me, and I will listen to a 10-minute guided meditation, and that really just helps me to be present in my body. Because one of the things about depression, for example, or anxiety, is that it brings you outside of yourself, and it makes it difficult to connect with your body, to be present in your body and your mind. And so meditation has been a really powerful tool for me to bring my mind and my body back into communication with each other. And sometimes that can look like prayer, or it can look like calling a friend. Whatever you got to do it. And there's no shame. There's no need to judge yourself. And as someone who is very judgmental of myself, I am my own worst enemy. I'm super critical of myself. I'm learning to practice being gracious with myself, practice being present with myself, and practice being patient. And more than anything, I'm learning to love myself again. And so on today, World Mental Health Day, I am grateful for my life. I'm grateful to still be here. And it makes me emotional because I haven't always felt that way. I haven't always wanted to be here, but I'm so glad that I'm still here. And I'm so happy and so grateful for my life. So hang in there, Endo Warriors. Even if you're not an Endo Warrior and you're dealing with whatever mental health issues you might have, know that you're not alone and there's no shame and you can make it through.